In recent weeks, I've been asked to do a video about the videos that come up on the ferry test, which is the last 3 questions. So when you get to number 47 on a mock test, if you're doing the full mock test or your real ferry test, they will show you a video and they will take 3 questions out of that related to the video. Now, I will suggest that you watch the video maybe 2 or 3 times as well, but don't hold the videos as gospel. Don't keep looking for the answer directly in the video. It will always come down to you reading the question and then obviously reading the answers or knowing the answer to the question. Sometimes people get misled by the video. So you've got to be very careful with this, but you'll see from the examples I'm going to do. So I'm going to actually do a 20 question mock test, all based on videos. I've never done this before. It's always been about questions. So I'm going to do a 20 question mock test all about the videos that they show and the questions that come up. And obviously I'm going to break it down as I normally do, give you hints and tips along the way, making it very, very simple. Let's jump onto my iPad. I'm going to do it on the iPad app because the desktop app doesn't give me the facility to record the videos. So the first question, you want to travel on the A61. Which lane should you use at the roundabout? So remember, if you're using the app, you can enlarge. If you're using the app that I'm using, let's clarify that first. The driving test success app, you can enlarge the video. So let's watch the video and see what's happening. So remember, I always say read the question first, look at the image, in this case it's the video, and then go back to the answers that you're looking at. So that's basically the video finished. It's just gone round and roundabout. All right, so let's go back to the question. You want to travel on the A61. Which lane should you use at the roundabout? So the answers are either the middle lane or right-hand lane. Only the middle lane, either the left lane or middle lane, only the left-hand lane. This is where I suggest you this is where I suggest you watch the video again. So the question, which lane should you use for the A61? So let's just enlarge that video. Play it again. If I can pause at the right place. I don't know if you can see it there. A61, the left lane, and A61, the middle lane. So we're looking for the left lane and middle lane. And that's why I suggest don't be afraid to rewind and watch it again if you're not sure. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So we're looking for the left lane and middle lane. Either the middle lane or right-hand lane, no. Only the middle lane, no. Either the left lane or middle lane. So it's going to be this one. And that's, like I said, that's your part of your case study. Let's move on to the next question. How should you approach the zebra crossing? So how should you approach the zebra crossing? So remember, watch the video first, or if it's a still image, look at the image, then go to the questions. So remember, what we're looking for is a zebra crossing. Okay, so someone just stepped out and we're stopping. Right, so now we've got the information that's required. We go back to the question. How should you approach the zebra crossing? Sound your horn to warn the pedestrians. No, you never sound your horn in that situation. Speed up. Once you've got speed up, you can dismiss that. It doesn't work. It's not safe. Slow down and wave the pedestrians across. Once you wave someone across, your test is over, to be honest. So it's not going to be that one. So it has to be the last one. Be ready to slow down or stop to allow pedestrians to cross. So we go for that one. As you approach the roundabout, there's a sign showing a single white bar on a green background. What does this sign tell you? So again, let's watch the video. You can see it right there. Single bar is that image to the left. If you didn't know, we'd have to play the video in this situation because right at the beginning. If you didn't know, that's a countdown marker and the units are yards. It's 300 yards, 200 yards, 100 yards. But that's letting you know from that position is 100 yards, in this case, to a roundabout or entrance to a roundabout. So let's go back and see if that's there. There are chevrons on the roundabout. No. Give way at the roundabout. No. The roundabout is 100 yards ahead. Yes. Always read all the questions and also read all the answers And the roundabout is 50 yards away. No, we know because, like I said, the units are 100, 300, 200, 100. So in this case, it's 100 yards. So why does the cyclist take the longer route around the roundabout? So let me just read that again. Why does the cyclist take the longer route around the roundabout? So let's just take a look on the video and see what it's telling us. Oh, here comes a cyclist just past the zebra crossing. So it's then on the outside of the roundabout. And that's probably because that's the safest option for him, to be fair. So something like that. I will add as well, remember, cyclist, horse rider signals left or right, which direction can they go? And the answer is any direction. So let's just see what they're giving us as options on this. Cyclists may keep to the left for safety. That's a possible, so let's tick that. To avoid being dazzled by the sun, no. It's easier to give arm signals while you're on the left, no. The cyclist is riding into a one-way street, no. So it's the first one. And it's got safety in the answer as well. As I said, it doesn't always work. If you look at that, it doesn't always work, but you have to shortlist it as a possible, because if it's not the correct answer, you can always change it as you go through the other options. But that one is the correct one at the moment. What do the white diagonal stripe markings in the middle of the road mean? So let's take a look at the video. So they're talking about those particular markings that's separating the traffic. And if you didn't know, they're called hatch markings, and it's to separate the traffic going up and traffic coming down. So let's just take a look what they're going to give us as an option. Let's wait for the video to finish. Right, you should not enter the area unless it's necessary, and you can see it's safe. Again, it's got safe in the option, so let's tick that as a possible. No overtaking. It's an overtaking area for motorcyclists, no. And this is what I'm saying. If you watch, let's just watch the video again. I'm just going to tick that motorcycling one. It's an overtaking area for motorcyclists. I'm just going to change it to that. This is why I say sometimes the video is misleading. Watch the video again. And this is why you've got to be very careful. You don't take the video as gospel. So towards the end, look what comes into view. Motorbikes overtaking. And that's why sometimes pupils go for that particular answer, because the video suggests that bikes are overtaking, and that's what it's for. And that's why it's not about the video in particular. So to be very, very careful when you're answering the questions related to the videos. It's all about your knowledge about road safety, to be honest. So I'm going to go put it back to the first one, because that's what it's for. You should not enter the area unless it's necessary, and you can see it's safe. And I'll just read the last one because we didn't do that one. You must not enter the area unless it's an emergency. You can go in there to pass vehicles and when turning right. So it's going to be that option. You've stopped at the zebra crossing. When may you move off? So again, let's take a look at the image or video. So again, you're looking. There's a zebra crossing just ahead. So obviously you should be prepared to slow down and stop, which the video's done. And you can only move off when they've completely crossed or the pedestrians have gone. That's what you're looking for. So let's see how they worded it for us. When for the dyslexia kicking in. When the pedestrians have completely crossed, yes. When the driver behind you sounds the horn, that's not possible. When the oncoming car moves off, no. When the pedestrians have cleared your side of the road, no. It's when they've completely crossed. They have to be off the crossing on both sides. So that's the option. That's the correct answer, sorry. What do the lines along the centre of the road mean? So they're talking about these lines. And if you didn't know, long lines, small gaps are hazard lines. And the hazard is the bend coming up. So hazard lines don't tell you what the hazard is. It just tells you there's a problem coming. In this case, it's the bend. So they're hazard lines. That's what we are looking for. So again, let's go back to the options. No overtaking, no. They mark the centre of the road, no. No stopping, no. There's a hazard ahead. And as I said, the hazard is the bend on that particular situation. What's the speed limit for the car towing the caravan on this road? So just read that again. It's got a little bit of information in there. What's the speed limit for the car towing the caravan on this road? Sometimes in the classroom, when my pupils get this question, they miss the towing bit. They just see the car bit. But again, let's watch the video. So it's a dual carriageway and it's a car towing. So I'll just repeat that. The information that's required is a dual carriageway. So we've identified it as a dual carriageway. If a car is towing, it can only go 60 miles an hour. My advice to my pupils in the classroom when we talk about dual carriageway is know what you can do as a driver, because you're taking a car test. So know what you can do, which is 70 miles an hour. And then when it asks you about heavy goods vehicle or a towing caravan, then you just drop it by 10. So as I said, definition of this is a dual carriageway. As a car driver, you can do 70, but because you're towing, we're going to drop it to 10. So we're looking for 60. We can go straight to 60, don't need to read all of them. And that's going to be the answer for that one. Why did the lorry driver start turning so late? So again, let's watch. So you're looking for the lorry in the top right. Why did it start turning so late was the question. And again, if you notice, there's a cyclist there. And a lot of people, again, in the classroom, my pupils would go because there's a cyclist there. It's got nothing to do with the cyclist on this situation. Because lorries have to go further past their reference points to swing around so they don't mat the pavement. So you're looking for something along those lines. Because the driver was making room for the cyclist. That's the answer that my pupils would go for. Because the lorry needs the room to turn. It needs the room to turn. It needs to go a little bit further than normal so it can swing around without matting the pavement. But again, read the other options just in case. Because the lorry set off too fast, no. Because the driver was late checking the right mirror, no. You want to overtake the tractor. What should you do? Should is technically something along the law side of things, or the safest option. So read that question again. What you want to overtake the tractor, what should you do? So again, let's look at the video. So based on this, it's on the bend. You should definitely wait for the bend to finish. You never overtake on approach to a bend. So there could be different options for this one. But at least we've watched the video and we know we should be overtaking after the bend, that's for sure. So let's see what they're giving us. Stay behind and wait until you have a clear view. That's the safest option, first one out. Speed, again, once you've got speed up in it, you can eliminate that. So I'm not even going to read that. Overtake straight after the oncoming car passes. That suggests you do it straight away. You haven't checked to see if it's safe to do that. So that's not an option. And again, sound your horn is never going to be an option for that either. So it's going to be the first one. Stay behind and wait until you have a clear view. That way you know it's 100% safe to overtake. And if you're not sure, don't do it. You're not in a rush on the driving test. When are you allowed to wait on the yellow grid markings? So that's the yellow grid markings. So let's watch the video and see what this yellow grid markings is about. So they're talking about the bit in the middle, the big yellow junction box is called normally. So the yellow junction box. Now with that, the only time you can wait in the box is when turning right, prevented by oncoming traffic and your exit's clear. So based on what I just said, they can use any part of that, what I just said as an answer. So when turning right, prevented by oncoming traffic and your exit is clear. So we're looking for something along those lines. When you are turning left, no. When you are going straight on, no. It says never, again, no. When you're turning right. They gave you a simple one there, just when turning right. So it's that one. When may you wait in the area marked with a cycle? So again, let's watch that video. So they're talking about the bit where the lorry is starting to turn. That's the cycle area they're talking about. So when can you wait in the cycle area? And again, the only time you can actually wait in the cycle area is when you pass the first line and the lights have changed to amber. Remember, amber means stop. If you haven't seen my video on the lights, I'll leave the card up here somewhere so you can go off and watch that. Amber means stop. And on the theory test, remember, it's always going to be safe to stop. So the only time you can stop in the cycle bit is when the lights have changed to amber. When there are no cycles in the marked area, no. When you've turned on your hazard warning lights, no. When the traffic lights change to amber after you've passed the first line, yes. Again, still read the last one. When you've checked your mirrors for cyclists, again, no on that one. Why is the Caravan unstable and swinging from side to side? So let's take a look at it. So yeah, the Caravan's swinging quite a bit. That's normally because of side winds more than anything else, why Caravan swings like that. So side winds. But again, let's see what option they can give us. Watch the video to the fullest. Right, let's see what option they gave us. So the question, why is the Caravan unstable and swinging from side to side? Because the other cars are passing too close to it? No. Because of side winds. That's the normal reason why a Caravan swings like that. Because there are traffic cones on the road? No. Because it's in the wrong lane? No. Remember, Caravan or towing vehicle should be in the left lane or middle lane or lanes 1 and 2. They can word it either way. There's going to be that option. Why should you take care driving past a man with a cane? Now this, I would definitely recommend watching the video 2 or 3 times because it's easily missed. So let's just watch this one. Did you see it? I'm just going to stop it there because they're talking about the man, so we just literally have to go back to that. Again, I asked the question, did you see it? So let's go back to the options. Why should you take care driving past a man with a cane? He's deaf. He's blind. He's deaf and blind. He's physically disabled. Now, in the classroom, my pupils either go for he's blind or he's physically disabled. That's about a 50-50 split over the time that I've been doing the theory test in the classroom. Now, let me just play the video back and stop it, if I can stop it at the right place. So hopefully you can see that. Like I said, it's not too clear, but obviously when you do it on your app, it will show up. It's 2 colors, white and red. So the white is blind, red is deaf. So 2 colors, 2 disabilities, what we're looking for. So let me just zoom back out of that. So he's deaf, no. He's blind, no. He's deaf and blind. 2 colors, 2 disabilities. That's the one we're looking for. And he's physically disabled, no. What do the yellow lines along the edge of the road mean? You don't need to play the video for this one because you can clearly see it. But again, let's stick to the rules. Watch the video. The double yellows means there's no stopping at any time. So it's a parking restriction. So no stopping at any time for the double yellows. And again, you don't have to play the whole video for this bit because like I said, you're looking for the yellow lines. That's the part of the video it's at the beginning. So you don't have to play it all the way through with that. So let's go back to the options. They mark the edge of the carriageway. Sorry, they mark the edge of the road. That's my dyslexia kicking in. They mark the edge of the road. No. If it was, it would be white. Pedestrians shouldn't cross where there are yellow lines. Again, no. No waiting. Yes. There's no waiting, no stopping at all because it's double yellow. And they are rumble strips. And the answer to that one is no. Why has the line in the center of the road changed? So again, let's watch the video. So at the moment, I'll just show you now, the lines in the middle of the road are lane markings, short and sweet, big gaps. So you should be, if you're taking driving lessons, stay to the left, cars overtaking the right. So at the moment, they are lane markings. The question is, why did it change? So let's look for the change first. So notice the lines are getting longer and smaller gaps. So now they're turned to hazard lines. So I'm going to rewind the video, but let it play out. So they've changed from lane markings to hazard lines. The question is why? So let's just play that back. Can you see it there? You've got 2 triangles, one warning you of a crossroads and another one warning you of a double bend, and the red sign says reduce speed now. So you've got 2 major hazards coming up, crossroads and a double bend. Now let's go back to the options. To warn you there's a speed camera, no. To warn you not to change lanes, no. To warn of hazards ahead, yes. To warn you the speed limit has changed, no. So that's why I say watch the video 2 or 3 times. Do not be afraid to rewind it. There's nothing wrong, especially when you're that close to the end of the test, because this would be 47, 48. So question 48, 49 or 50. And don't be messing up right at the end of it. So the Caravan starts to swing from side to side. What should the driver do to bring it back under control? So let's just watch the video again. We've seen it already, but let's just watch it again, just to make sure there's no clues. So it's swinging. The question is, what should he do to bring it back under control? And the answers are going to be ease off the gas, ease off the accelerator, whatever they decide to use as an option. Yeah, once you start to slow down, it will fall back in line. The more you squeeze the gas, the worse it's going to get. So accelerate until the swinging stops. As I said, as more you accelerate, the worse it's going to get. So no. Brake firmly until the swinging stops. No, you don't want to be doing that. It's too sudden. Steer sharply. Well, again, once you've got sharply in your answer, it's not going to be correct. So you can eliminate that one. Ease off the accelerator to slow down, which is going to be that option. The driver towing the Caravan wants to turn right onto the dual carriageway. What should they do? So again, let's just watch the video, see what type of dual carriageway we're dealing with. So I'm going to pause it here because they're talking about the Caravan from the left as you look at it. So there, Caravan to the left, it wants to turn right onto the dual carriageway. So it's got a central reservation in the middle. Again, look at the clues. It's got a central reservation in the middle. So because he's got a car, Caravan, he's not going to fit in the middle. He should wait for both sides to be clear, something along those lines. Turn left and find a suitable place to turn around. Answers no. Wait until the road is clear in both directions before turning, yes. Move out when an approaching driver flashes their headlights, no. Move partly into the central reservation and wait until it's safe to turn. Now take note, the last option has safe in it. And that's what I'm saying, it doesn't always work. So I'm going to read that last answer again. Move partly into the central reservation. So partly, so he's overhanging, and wait until it's safe to turn. It's waiting until it's safe for him to turn, but because he's partly moved into the middle of the central reservation, it's not safe for other cars. That's why the answer is not what it is. It's not a safe outcome. It's only partly safe. Where the correct answer that we put wait until the road is clear in both directions before turning, it's safe outcome for everyone. And that's why I'll say to you, it doesn't always work with the safety option, but you can shortlist as a possible and then change your answer as you're moving along. As you approach the roundabout, you want to change lanes. What routine should you follow? So let's just play the video. And this, again, it doesn't tally with the video. So you're watching the video, it doesn't give you the routine in the video. It just shows you the car changing lanes. So it doesn't give you the routine, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm saying to you. Sometimes the videos can be misleading. So be very careful when you're watching the case study videos. Right, let's come out of that. So maneuver, mirrors, signal, no. Maneuver, signal, mirrors, no. Signal, mirrors, maneuver, no. Mirrors, signal, maneuver, yes. MSM, the old-fashioned way. For those of you taking driving lessons, it should be MSPSL, mirrors first. Always check your mirrors first. Give a signal. Get your position correct. Start to slow down, which is the second S. And L is look to see where you are going. Why is it dangerous to overtake near a junction? So let's take a look why it's dangerous. And I'm going to explain this one as well because pupils get this one wrong as well. So why is it dangerous to overtake near a junction? So they're talking about the road you're on where the bikes are at this point in time. Right, so let me just explain that. Go to the options first and I'm going to explain in a bit more detail. A driver waiting to emerge might not see you. That's a possible. You'll be in a blind spot of the driver waiting to emerge. That's the common answer. Emerging is coming out. So I'm going to play the video again. It's talking about the red car coming out. If you're in a blind spot of a car coming out of a junction, it doesn't matter because both of you are going on the main roads. When they're talking about overtaking, they're talking about the main road where the bikes were. Now, if you watch the video very carefully, once again, the red car coming out to the left can't see the other bike overtaking the leading bike. That's the reason why it came out. That's why it's dangerous, because the car coming out may not see. Now watch the red car. It doesn't see the other bike. So he's coming out. So the video stopped short, but it's coming out. That's the reason why it's done it, because he can't see. So when they're talking about overtaking, they're talking about overtaking on the main road because the driver coming out may not see you as you're about to overtake the car that's on the left. So it's going to be that option. So there you have a 20 question mock test with the case study related videos. Hopefully you now understand. Yes, watch the videos, but don't always take it as gospel. It's going to be more about your knowledge with the question and answer. As you saw there, I gave you the answer to the question while I was watching the video because my knowledge is obviously strong. And that's why I say understand the question, understand the answer. So when you're watching the video, you can work out what the answer is already and then you just go looking for that. But be very careful. I'll stress again, be very careful when you are watching case study videos, because you guys always try to draw the answers from the videos. And sometimes the answers is not related as I demonstrated in the video. So hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, like, comment below and definitely subscribe. YouTube's going to show you a video here. I'm going to show you a video here. Go off and watch which one's relevant to you, and I will catch you in the next video.